She's Jeremy drove one.
Whoa. Are you trying to do
What are you gonna do?
what color?
I'll sit there. You're not really gone. You're also in the
I need something to put on my ear.
Don't watch that right now.
Why did house was playing out? Skip the ad. Where are we going? Why don't we go
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, I would too. I would yeah. Whatever. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I have tried not to argue about certain things, that was not fun. Yeah. It's always like something. But it is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, maybe over here somewhere. I can separate myself from you if you want. I'll just sit here. I know. I was thinking that. Here, we'll move you this way a little bit. And then, okay, we're good.
I have a habit of falling. I have fallen from the bleachers watching his game.
Oh, really?
I dropped my phone, right? I went down to pick it up and then I think I went.
Oh, and you rolled? I can't wait to hear the music.
I know.
That's the part that that's what Isabel said she's really looking forward to.
A little scary thinking about that.
I love this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So does everybody jump in the hot tub when they're all done?
That would be a great video.
Yeah. I mean, it has chlorine, right? So it would be sanitary, right? Are you Madeline's dad?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jill Wakefield, Isabel's mom. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for doing this. This is really great. I think it's great. I think, you know what I mean? It's going to be something very memorable. You know?
Yep.
That's why I had to go into work this week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because they, even though when they shut us all down,
Mm-hmm.
they here they only were originally shutting everybody down for 2 weeks. In Burlington County, they shut the whole all the school districts in Burlington County down until after spring break.
Right away.
Yeah, immediately, right off the bat. Because I was like, I got my announcement, and I'm like, I'm off till April 20th. What? And they were off till like March 25th.
Something, yeah, to the end of March, I
End
think.
of March, yeah. And oh yeah, no, it was March 31st, I think. Bobby's
Yeah.
birthday's March 30th. And
Is it more for drains?
here they had the kids go back and get all their stuff that Monday. My school didn't let anybody come back. So all that stuff was in there all this time. So they only, they arranged for this week for kids to come in a few at a time. So, I mean, it's mixed, like part of it is like, well, what if they have food in there while we're rotting all this stuff? Like we celebrated Pi Day that Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and usually we bring in treats and everything, and they could have, they could have left it behind and had,
Which school do you teach at?
Medford Memorial. The kids go to Shawnee.
So you do the middle school?
Yes, so I have 8th graders. So I basically would be like me teaching Bobby and Marvin. I do the same algebra program that you do there, same textbook, which was helpful for Bobby because I had the answers in my, the answers back my book and check work or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he had me to call him if he needed it. And I kept thinking about that too. I'm like, if he's asking me questions, like what do the kids do that,
Who did Bobby at?
he had Mrs. Gallup. No, Mrs.
You're in the
Gonzalez.
suburbs, but you're in nature.
I really like her. She
Harvin
and
has
Isabel in 7th grade.
Harvin had Mrs. Shack. He didn't like that.
And what's funny is when the girls were in 8th grade, she was the one that everybody thought was
The best.
the better one. And Isabel had Miss and she did not.
Simran had Miss Kids.
Yeah, I was not a real fan of her
Mm-hmm.
because of the way she did things.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't really get
So how? What's the length of the end of school? 2 of those sections? Oh, even into the
Exactly. You can't be that.
Great. I said, but this is now math. Her answer to me was,
So the whole thing's
precision and accuracy. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. I want to promote precision and accuracy, but you're taking off all these points every time they have no idea if they're on the right track. But yeah, so I thought it was funny this year when Bobby said how they don't like this. She was supposed to be great. Everybody said she was
I
great,
know, and he's like, I will never complain about the teacher. Never.
Yeah.
This is the first time I heard him complain.
Well, it's definitely Algebra 1 is also a transition. I look at it as it's much harder. It's more abstract thinking. It's a lot more demanding. So there's growing things there at that level too. So I expect that them to feel that.
So we're waiting for Allie.
Okay.
She's at Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know.
If it was Taco Bell, I would understand. 'Cause he
Eating or
works there. But
driving
why?
Driving by.
Oh, okay.
Ali works in Buffalo?
I don't know. And none of us knew what she was doing out, so.
I thought she
She's
was
coming.
doing DoorDash. Stop that.
She was doing that in the beginning, yeah. In the beginning, and Isabel went with her a few times and split the money. It's good, and then Isabel got some decent money. her job is no longer. She does the summer camp in Gloucester Township.
Easy?
Yeah, and they're not doing it this
They're
year.
not
so
doing it this year.
She had no job. So it was good for her for a little bit. She could make some money.
She's
And
still
then now
doing
we
it?
got a job at Taco Bell. So she's
Easy too?
no, Isabel doesn't have a job. So, yeah, and it's she's one of those things I really would like her to have a job, but I think that she's just gonna have too much going on, and it will be a short period of time
Yeah.
because she's probably gonna be leaving around August 15th, I'm guessing, or shortly after that, and every weekend is softball right now. That's just starting up.
What is she doing softball for the township?
Now for travel team that she goes to. They'll be, they go all over the place.
Hey, Tom, can you say a few words to the mic? See if
Right now it's just Pennsylvania.
Is anyone actually watching this live?
I don't know.
What that is?
No. I don't know where to look to tell if people are on.
You on Facebook Live?
No. Okay. I don't know. We don't know how it works.
Is it on?
Do you know, Karen?
What do you use? Facebook Live? Or, I only use Facebook Live.
All right, then.
You're like everything we're saying.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That's what I'm wondering. So any other vacation plans?
Well, I think we're still going to beach. That's in August, so that would be, we figured that's going to be, I think,
So, you know how I just stuck my face in front of the camera?
scheduled to
This
go
one is actually out.
was scheduled to go to South Carolina. But I don't know if that's still up and running or not.
Do you know if there's a camera there or there's a camera there?
So, actually, no, I think it is. I think it is as of right now. And then
On that.
as soon as she comes back from there, we're supposed to
You have a link to that.
and then, I don't know, we'll see.
I haven't planned anything.
No,
I don't know.
you know what her schedule's gonna be? Have you heard anything?
No, I think he's gonna get it in July.
Okay.
Because she has to do her-
orientation. I'm like, shoot, I gotta get on it. There's stuff like I already have this scheduled for physical on Monday and all this stuff already. And like, I have to get my financial aid stuff. And I'm like, we haven't even finished regular school yet. Now, is she gonna live on campus?
No,
or
she's driving.
drive? Yeah, okay. She's going to Rome, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just ran into a former student who's there, and
I would never get those.
we were just talking about like how it's amazing how much it's changed. There's
So
so much
I
there.
mean,
You said
it's
you
that
went
long.
there.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't recognize it when I went to visit her.
Such a good use of space.
So different.
I just think it's so cool how they have like Barnes and Noble and
No,
all
all
the
that.
restaurants and everything that Main Street there.
Who did that?
Ooh, I'm gonna go eat there.
Seriously, yeah, I haven't. eaten. The only thing we've eaten at Landmark, the Landmark restaurant nearby, but that's been
That's
there.
been your house.
We tried to eat at Chicken once, but it's so packed. It's like forget it. You can't. Go to Landmark. You don't have to wait. But Isabel's been over there to go to the.
I know they went
We
together.
had a water
Oh, they did.
fountain,
Okay, yeah.
and, we had a pool, and we
Yeah, I can remember we went, but yeah, that's. I mean,
25 or so years. Anyway, keep it short. The pool was taken care of, going, right? And a water problem. Yeah.
It took me
There
2
was
weeks to
the
balance
top
the cake.
surface of the ground.
Oh, really?
Finally happened.
2 feet,
Have you been
no,
in it
maybe
yet?
a foot. Because
Oh,
they
I
scraped
haven't.
everything
Arvin
up.
did.
Okay, that's good.
And underneath
Yeah.
it, right.
Is he thrilled to be done working?
So when the pool
Oh,
went away, when you-
he's good.
Yeah.
when the pool
Yeah.
went away, the water was allowed to take its natural flow. And that stopped everything. It would knock on wood. I mean, we lived with that. We never figured that out.
Years
It
from
was
now.
decades.
We saw him
I never figured it
on
out.
TV for their graduation.
I saw it on the phone.
Oh, did you? You watched it on the phone? Yeah, I was able to put it up on my TV that we watched on TV because Channel 19 never came on either. Did you try to watch?
I
No.
didn't. I didn't try watching it. I think I was at work that day, and by the time I got home, it was just
How many
like a
did you
hassle. I had just gotten home, and then I got a message, and I got a message from somebody congratulating me on awards that he got. And
Right,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow, it's out.
Yeah, I think did you get the math?
He got the math award.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Way to go. Yeah. Bobby wanted. We were gonna. My parents and my in-laws came.
What's this development called?
We kind of planned it at the last minute. It was just, so sad that they really wanted to be at the graduation.
Mhm.
So we're like, you know what, just come.
I don't either, but I remember that sign up for years.
They're all going to be linked.
Can't think of the name of
Watch
it.
together, and watch those ones. But Bobby still wanted to watch his Monday night. And,
My cousin lives in Patel. In fact, yeah, it is.
so it was good. There were parts of it that I'm like, are you serious? How come
No,
all
backyard.
the administrators and everybody are fuzzy?
I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah, it's like the kids that spoke, their video was better than the running the show. But they did it. Other than that, it was a very nice job. It's middle school.
Try to get out of the heat. I'd kick him out. Why would you? Yeah.
I know. It's like sunroom, right?
I love that Madeline's the keynote speaker.
Thanks for putting all this together. It's really nice of you.
Really didn't have to do anything.
They get Miami.
Did you start her?
I did, because I thought you were coming out at 6:30.
Anybody
You
have,
were
a,
coming out
but
13
then-
minutes ago.
anybody have a GPS on Allie?
She's at Strawberry Square.
Is she making stops along the way, or
Well, she was, I don't know where she was.
I think she's an Uber driver.
she is a DoorDash driver?
Oh,
Actually.
is she?
she's
Yeah,
making
but I'm like, I would
Ah.
think that she wouldn't be doing that like
Yeah.
while she's supposed to be.
That level, Madeline.
Yeah.
Trying to lean in back and inside. Yeah, we'll do stuff with the video.
Do you do this like the TV tech stuff at school, Ernina?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
5 o'clock. It's thundering. I was like, okay.
I know. It was really bad. Yeah, it's
Who was that man? That was my. No, I saw that.
Why? Allie is 3 minutes away.
Did she make deliveries on the way?
I don't know where she was. She said she was gonna be late, and we're like, why? The black bear is in Washington Township now. The bear.
What's that?
The bear hasn't visited you yet. The one who's been wandering around in Washington Township.
Oh yeah, it was right by my friend's house.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. Yeah, they live near Bell's Lake.
I tried.
It was right on the house, like 3 doors down from me.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I keep waiting for the bear to come in my backyard. Hopefully, he doesn't come here.
I know. I was
Oh,
looking
yeah.
Your husband's a hunter, right? He
Yes.
can take care of that.
Yeah, he actually. My honeymoon was bear hunting for him, not me. But yeah, he.
How'd he do?
They did pretty well. It was up in Canada. Yeah, so we got married, and then he and a very good friend of ours who was in our wedding had a trip planned like a few weeks later. I couldn't go because it was the end of the school year, so I had to be there to do finals and all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't go on a trip like that anyway. But yeah, I always joke that was my husband went on his honeymoon
But his friend.
with his friend to bear hunt. Yeah,
What does he hunt? Where does he go?
mostly whitetail deer. Yeah, so we have property in Pennsylvania, and they go up there and do that. And they usually around Thanksgiving he flies back to Wisconsin, but it's a little harder now because my in-laws don't live there anymore. They moved it back over here and live in Delaware. So this year they didn't get to fly back and do it, but they still been trying to keep that tradition because it's a big tradition in Wisconsin. A lot of people have.
Still deer out in Wisconsin?
Yeah, but he's done a lot of other things. He's been moose hunting in Newfoundland.
Did he have any luck?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
north,
It's
huh?
not in my house, thank goodness. It's
Yeah.
it's in our place up in Pennsylvania. So.
Did he have a guide?
Yes. Yep. And a hurricane came through while they were there too. It was really, yeah.
What a trip.
He's done some really incredible trips. They do every couple years they go. So he saves for it, and then he and his friends go and do it. He was up near not this year, last year I think it was, near the Arctic Circle. They were like out in the middle. Yeah, like he had to take. I love when he called me and he said, "Yeah, we had to take snowmobiles to get from there to the camp, and I fell off the snowmobile." I'm like, "Oh, good. That's just what I want to hear about. That you're in the middle of nowhere and you fall off the snowmobile."
What was he going for up there?
That was caribou.
Canada?
No, it wasn't. It was no antelope. I think he's I don't know. I don't remember. I used to know, but yeah, he's done a lot of different things. So it's cool. I've tried it all.
Has he ever gone in the mountains? Like elk or anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was when he was in Canada. It was elk hunting.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was elk. I think was there. Where did they go? They went in Colorado and they went somewhere and they did. Maybe they did antelope. Yeah. No, nothing like that.
That's dangerous, from what I understand.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I've tried the meat. It's all good. Our house we only have venison, so I don't have to buy any red meat in my
Oh
house.
wow!
Yeah.
How long does that do? You just freeze it and it'll last
Yep.
for what?
Yeah, we go through it in the year.
Yeah.
Yep, we go through it in the year. So usually, we'll get down to the end of it, and he'll say, "All right, I gotta go hunting, and feed the family."
Hunter gatherer.
Oh, there you go. Love it.
Yes, my husband is definitely a hunter gatherer
Oh, that's
for
great.
sure. Yeah.
I didn't.
No, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like it, but you know what? It's venison's very healthy for you,
Yeah.
and
And it's certainly not dangerous.
yeah, and where I grew up, I mean, some people hunted, but it was very rare, So that was all new to me when I met him in college, and
You guys rehearse this? We did, but I just motioned. I said, Julia, watch for my signal, and then oh my God, let's try that again.
Did you control them?
No,
Music was
I
great.
can't.
Yeah, I love it.
Practice this.
I can't imagine.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BOBA family graduation. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem from the BOBA band.
We'd also like to warn everyone that most of us haven't played these instruments since middle school. So wish us luck.
I might be a little flat, so don't complain.
You have been warned.
Yay.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. If you don't know me, my name is Michael Tees, and I've been asked to open this ceremony as the president of the senior class. If you don't know what's going on here, we're throwing a graduation for our friends in BOBA to make up for the lack of a real one, which we're now having. We didn't know that when we planned this. The ceremony is currently being live streamed on Madeline's YouTube channel, where it is being viewed by friends, family, and around 20 members of the Timber Creek staff who these students chose to invite. To those of you here in person, the live stream will be posted permanently to Pivy's YouTube after its completion. I'm sure most of you are wondering about the BOBA that is written on absolutely everything today. You might be wondering, is it the T, the FET, or just an acronym? Well, it's actually the name of our Snapchat group chat. It was originally started to organize a trip to get boba tea in November of 2019, but it eventually became our primary form of communication. Since then, boba has spread to our iMessage group chat, which is called Remote Boba, sometimes Remote Booba, depending on the day, our Google Classroom, and subgroup chats like Boba in Calc, and it's also the name of this graduation. Now I'd like to bring up our keynote speaker, Madeline Pivi Bongiorno.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off by saying congratulations to my friends. You've finally reached the finish line of your high school experience. And parents, welcome to the BOBA family graduation. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Madeline Bongiorno. I am the second youngest member of this friend group. However, I am the only one not graduating until next year. I'd also like to thank Mike for choosing me to be the keynote speaker. Not that he really had a choice anyway. At this point, I'm going to sound like a broken record with the rest of society, but I am truly sorry about your senior year. You have all been waiting for this your entire schooling careers. Senior prom, senior trip, and graduation were part of a 13-year promise that was stripped away from you in the matter of a month and a half, which is not true anymore. If you were to tell me a year ago today that this would be the end of my junior year, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. But I know this is a harsh reality. This harsh reality is a tough pill to swallow. However, you, along with the other 288 students in the Timber Creek 2020 graduating class, are strong enough to pull through. Now, parents, you have raised some of the most interesting characters I have ever met, to say the least. I could stand here and go on and on about the resilient this group of individuals is and how they are the brightest people in their class, but I am not for two reasons. One being I am trying to prevent you from falling asleep, and two, you still have 5 more speeches after mine. Instead, I'm going to talk about how much this small group of friends has taught me over the past year. In September, this group took me under their wing. In the short time I've spent with them, they've taught me one of the most crucial life lessons: how to survive AP classes. They may or may not have also taught me why I never want to take them again. Junior year was rumored to be one of the most stressful years of your high school career, and boy was I in for a surprise when I found out that they weren't lying. In all seriousness though, I have watched this group of immature children grow into even more immature adults. I've noticed, though, that no matter how much the world throws at them, they always have each other's backs. I hope that we can stay together as we all go our separate ways, kind of. Not really, since over half of you are commuting to college. This quarantine was like a trial run. Even though the Zoom calls became extremely awkward at times, the closeness of this group never seemed to fade. Good luck for the next 4 years of your lives. You are going to need it, especially with the work ethic I've witnessed in most of you. Even though I have basically just as much experience in the real world as all of you, I want to leave you with these words of wisdom. The world is going to be a different place soon. You will make mistakes. You will meet people who will break your heart. You will experience days where you feel as though you are failing in every aspect of life. However, know that this too shall pass, and it always rains before the rainbow. Things will get better no matter how bad it seems, and I know for a fact every single one of you is strong enough to get through it. Never forget us, no matter how far into the future it is, no matter what time of night. Even if this group goes their separate ways, we are still your second family. We will stand by you through thick and thin. We may not have known that Friday, March 13th, would be the last day we would all squeeze into a cafeteria table not meant to fit a group our size, but I'm glad to have those memories to cherish forever. Memories like Jeremy eating a packet of mayo for 75 cents and a paperclip and getting the whole cafeteria to clap for Valeria. I hope that you guys never change. Congratulations on completing this milestone in your life. As a wise Troy Bolton once said, once a Charger, always a Charger, or something like that. Congrats to the BOBA class of 2020. The world is waiting for you. Go and get it. Thank you. And now for the first valedictorian speech, and then.
Hello, BOBA class of 2020. If you don't know me by now, go home. Just kidding. My name is Ann Dang, and I was lucky enough to be one of the valedictorians of class of 2020. But more importantly, I get to be one of the valedictorians for a friend group called BOBA. As Michael already said, for those of you who are wondering why we are called BOBA, it's because one day a few of us decided to try a new boba place that opened up on the Rowan University campus. One of the people who were going decided to make a smaller group chat so the people who were planning to go could decide on the time, rides, and so on. However, a few days later, we decided that we wanted to make a group chat with all 13 of our friends for reasons I won't say. However, instead of making a whole new group chat, we just added the people who weren't already in it. We were too lazy to change the name of the chat, so it just became the name BOBA. All in all, I think this story describes our friend group perfectly. We all go with the flow simply because we are too lazy. Even though this year did not turn out the way we had hoped, and even though I should be saying this speech to our entire senior class, this is fine too. If I did have the chance to deliver this speech to our class, I would have taken that time to tell them about seizing the future or finding their passion, but in reality, I would have actually wanted to talk about the BOBA family and what you all mean to me, since all I really enjoyed in high school was making memories with you all. But now I have the opportunity to do so. The other week, a few of us were reflecting on the formation of our group, trying to remember who was here first and what brought some of you along later. For what I can remember, Allie and I were best friends in 6th grade, and we first made friends with Cammie, who for some reason thinks I made fun of her hair back then. In 7th grade, we became friends with Valeria, and in 8th grade came Izzy and Julia. In 9th grade, otherwise known as Cammie's glow-up year, came Dakota, Simran, and Jeremy, followed by Mike, Carlos, and Madeline in junior year. As for Jamin, he was always just there. The formation of our group was a long, challenging process. Many people came and went, but in all of the scenarios, it was for the best. I actually felt relief when they decided to leave, since it was so blatantly obvious that they were not a very good fit. For the sake of time, I will not get into it too much. Oh, I have curse words here, so I'll bleep them out. But I would love to call out Burrito/Swab one last time for being a conniving, desperate, hyena-laughing, bleep, social climbing bleep. It's also such a delight that she also brought her 2 minions around with her, but I digress. The formation of our friend group took a long time, but in the end, it all seemed to work out. For the first time, I don't think I have a problem with anyone in our friend group, and I actually feel completely comfortable being entirely myself around you, whether I'm happy, sad, pissed, or crazy. Now I would like to take the time to remind you guys of some memories you might have forgotten, but these are some of my favorite ones that I will remember for the rest of my life. To Cammie, I will always remember when you would say, "Something stinks in here," when Mike would walk into the room. It's actually very ironic that it would smell right when Michael drew near us. I will also remember the day you were supposed to present an informative video about the country Chile in Senora Lacqua's Spanish class, but it turned out to just be a video of a drone flying around with a Chile flag taped onto it. To Valeria, I will always remember when you would burp and blow your stinky breath in my face at lunch. And although you couldn't rant, our ranting sessions were pretty good since you let me complain the whole time. I also commend your performance as the nurse and priest in our senior Spanish video, as well as Antonio, the psychotic boyfriend in our Spanish video for junior year. To Jeremy, I will always remember when you twerked on me multiple times at prom, and when you would just twerk in general. I will also forever cherish the memories of us blasting Stacy's mom and toss a coin to your witcher whenever I would come pick you up. To Carlos, I will always remember when I heard your real laugh for the first time. It was when we were filming Cammie and Mike's homecoming video, and you guys were filming the introduction in Simran's bathroom. All of a sudden, your laugh, which is comparable to the Joker's, burst my eardrums, and you guys flooded out of the bathroom. The bathroom stank so bad. Also, sorry for exposing your middle name. For those of you who don't know, it's Andre with an I at the end. To Michael, I will always remember the time I found out your real middle name and I decided to add more flavor to it. I convinced some of the people in our group that you were 1/16 Jewish and that your parents gave you the middle name Ezekiel. I personally don't think that your real name, Michael Joseph Tees, captures your real character, but thanks for going along with it all this time. But I gotta say, your constant manspreading is terrible, and I hate sitting next to you. Might I mention how ironic it is that the room just so happens to smell right when you walk in. To Dakota, I will always remember the multiple occasions where all of us made plans to go to the movies, but only the two of us ended up going. Remember the time we went to see Avengers Endgame months after it came out? Right before we went, and we made a list of the characters that we thought would die. And from what I remember, you believed Black Widow would die, but I was in denial. So when she actually did die, I cried. But you also have to admit you cried a little too. Also, I love the time we accidentally laughed when we went to see Spider-Man Far From Home and Peter got hit by a train. To Izzy, I still remember the time that you and Allie came to my house while I was in the shower and randomly said, "We're going to Simran's." When we walked to Simran's house, that was Allie's first time meeting Simran, and she saw that Simran had a pool. Allie then proceeded to take off her clothes and swim in Simran's pool in her underwear. The look of fear on your face is forever saved in my memory. I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one that was scarred for life that day. To Simran, I will always remember the time some of the girls came over to your house and you were showing us some of your traditional Indian dresses. We proceeded to dress up and dance around your backyard. Then we went back inside where you showed us how to sing in Punjabi while playing that accordion piano hybrid thing. I think we made your mom really proud that day. To Julia, I will always remember our carpools to the Rowan Medical Sciences Academy and your pissed expression when Allie and I would blast Brittany. Or I want it that way, and how Allie, Jamin, and I would really get into the music, but it really took some time for you to warm up to it. Now I like to think that you're a Britney fan. I also think your constant judgment really made me strive to be a better student in high school. To Jamin, I will always remember the time Allie's mom decided last minute to pick you up when we went to the beach. That was back when I wasn't a huge fan of you, but it turned out to be a fun day until the waves became really tall and you would topple directly on my head each time you would try to jump over one. To Madeline, I will always remember the time your family came to our rescue when we had nowhere to go after running from Allie's house. I also look back and laugh at how often you point out how stupid we are. I genuinely believe that although you are the youngest in our friend group, you're still the smartest and most mature person here. I also love the time you were so generous to bring me a cupcake, which was this week, which was really good. And as soon as I took a step out the door, my mom screamed at me. When you left, she proceeded to scream at me for another hour, so thanks. To Allie, I have no idea where to start. You're my oldest friend, so I definitely have the most memories with you. But one memory that always sticks out in my brain is when you told me about your dream of my dad and my brother drowning during a tsunami. I will always remember waking up to the sounds of you talking in your sleep, our heated argument about chicken wings, and the time you called me while you were hiding in the closet when Jamin came over to your house. I will always remember when we bonded over a squirrel at nature camp, when we witnessed 2 seagulls humping at the beach, and when you called me while spreading some dirt on your sister Kelsey's underwear. Anyways, our friend group missed out on a lot of experiences here. Prom, senior trip, a real graduation ceremony, and for some of us, the Harry Styles concert. It pains me to think that we will never again get to do everyday school things like sit at the lunch table, walk to class together, or roast some of our teachers during class. Now we just have our futures to look forward to. And I'm so sad that we are all leaving. With the coronavirus, who knows when the next time that we will all get to be in one place will be. I really hope that it will be soon. I know that despite the fact that we are all growing up, going to college, and becoming more independent, we will also be best friends. I love you all, and I look forward to seeing how successful you will be in the future. Okay. Oh, Allie? Okay. The next person, the next bell is Allie Howard.
No. Okay, I have to put my glasses on first. I can't see them. Sorry. Also, Madeline, I noticed that you said most of us tried really hard this year. Okay, so this speech was written like really last minute, like pretty much everything else I did this year. But I mean, I did try. I did put in some effort. So I do love you all, though. You're awesome. So we are here because senior year sucked pretty much, but you guys are the ones who made it great. I will cherish all the memories we made together for years to come, and I probably won't forget about them until the time comes when I probably will get dementia because I have really bad memory, but it's okay. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't know about people like Chris Evans or James Paul. Is it James or Jake? I don't know. Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Anyway, you get the point. And I wouldn't know how to do my own makeup. Shout out to Anne. But thanks to you on Anne's step-by-step instructions with the little circles like drawn on for size, I do know how to do that now. I want to thank you all too for making fun of me every day if I do something stupid, because that made me a tougher person and gave me a better sense of humor despite the fact that I still suck at comebacks. But maybe if I spend some more time with Julia here, I could improve that area. Or Anne too, she's really good at that. I really did enjoy every moment we've had together, even if we fought sometimes over really stupid things or politics. But just know that I will always respect your opinions. Izzy? For the most part, no, I'm just kidding. Wait, I lost my spot. Okay. when we all first started hanging out in freshman year, I could have never foreseen everything that we would go through together, especially burrito and laps, or my mom and the brownies, or Anne and I's fight over the chicken wings, which she already mentioned. But that made it really interesting, to be honest. I'm going to miss our times at the beach, falling on Anne and Jamin and Izzy's heads and getting stuck like a fish, or coming up from a knockout to see Jamin and Anne's faces all messed up with your hair in your face and everything. And your pants falling down. Also going to miss the times we hung out at Simon's house and she tried to teach us how to dance, and we never got any work done, and binging all the shows together and eating wings. Friendsgiving and Sugar Santa too were really fun. And running cross country and track with Valerie and Cammy and making fun of guys. Love that dude. I don't know if he's here, but hey guys. I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys every day in college, to be there to tell me I smell like Cam, or my hair's a mess, or my shirt looks like Geometry Dash. I really hope we all get together still in college, especially since we are all staying pretty close. I can't wait to see where we all end up in the years to come, and I'm so excited to see us all continue our journey into college, no matter what path we may be going. I know this speech is probably going to be shorter than everyone else's, but it's really hard to put into words all the memories we've made together and describe how happy you've all made me in the past few years. High school has been one of the best experiences of my life, and I'm so grateful to have you all by my side. I hope that Anne, excuse my language, but I hope that Anne continues to be the motherfucking Ellen of whatever group you end up joining in the future in college, and that Julia can continue to prove every professor wrong, like she does with Cunha and what's his face, Augie. And I hope that Jamin continues to be himself, because we all know he's going to meet someone eventually. I hope that Mike never stops espanoling his way through life. And if you ever run for presidency, Mike, you have my vote. I hope Valeria finds her man. I hope you get that. Cammy, where you at? Cammy? Oh, there you are. Where am I? Let's see. Simon, I don't even know what to say for you except for a what? But I know you'll be successful in whatever you choose. Jeremy, even though you said Richard as the author of Richard's Almanac, I know you're smarter than you think, and you'll succeed probably more than me, because I don't even know how to say succeed. Izzy, keep doing you, because you're smart. And thanks for being the best person in math class, because, just amen to you. Dakota, you meditate, so you don't really need advice. but if I was going to say anything, I would say that if anyone were to marry the hippie, it would definitely be you and not me. Carlos, when I met you in junior year, I didn't really know you, but you're really cool, and I love seeing you in the dress. And I will always support the three-way with you, Michael, and Jamin. I call that Karma call, by the way. I wish us all the best of luck and happiness in the future. And also, I really want to thank Madeline for organizing this, and especially for being the second mom of the group after Izzy. Okay, now I'm going to introduce Julia.
Okay, so my speech is less focused on memories and more on first impressions. So Since graduation speeches are always about reflection, I might as well reflect on the first time I met everyone. So starting with the Forest School gang, with Lily, starting with Jeremy. So we both had Mrs. Shuck for kindergarten, and my mom keeps getting you mixed up with Jamin, so I had to call you PNC because she only remembers you from your mom. So anyway, the only clear memory I have of you was during Q&U's wedding, and you were wearing a disgusting Hawaiian shirt. So even since kindergarten, you've been wearing clashing patterns the entire time. And Simran, apparently we had Mrs. McCarthy for first grade together, but I don't really remember you, mostly because I remember Jeremy's first girlfriend, Sammy. But we did have Mrs. Burns together, and I remember getting really angry at you for what I thought you stole my mood ring, and I had a grudge against you for a while. I still wonder where that mood ring went. For Dakota, we've also had Mrs. McCarthy together, but I also don't remember you, because apparently, according to her, she was in one of those phases where she didn't want to go to school, and that's why I don't remember she ever existed. I'm also sure we had fifth grade together, and we used to be really good friends with someone with the same initials as you, who we will not mention. Izzy, I forgot if we met earlier, but I know we had Mrs. Burns together. I remember you used to be best friends with Tori Myers before some drama that I don't really remember. Also, every school picture day, you would always wear that weird flower headband. And the weird stuff we would always do with Emily while hearing Miss Lee yell at Andre and Brendan for misbehaving. Now let's move on to middle school. I'm sure the first time I actually met most of you was during the 4th grade Excel field trip to the Colonial Day thing, but I didn't actually really interact with you. Let's start with Jamin. The first time I met you was in 4th grade on the bus for an Excel field trip. You were yelling about something on the bus, and I didn't really want to know what it was, but I could only think, I do not like that guy. You also didn't help your case by eating Skittles and playing the trombone at the same time during band practice. And so there was a green puddle of spit behind me. At least things changed for the better. Mike, the first time I met you was in Miss Muller's class in 6th grade. And for some reason, I always remember you being tall, even though you didn't really actually get tall until like sophomore year. Anyway, I thought you were a suck up to Miss Muller because you always sat right next to her. But I won't mention why you actually sat next to her. Okay, so Allie, I either met you in 6th or 7th grade in Miss Muller's class, but I don't 100% remember because I was busy getting annoyed with having Nick and Stacy sitting next to me. I could not understand a word you said, and I still don't understand anything that comes out of your mouth, especially on Snapchat. But whenever you went off about your porcupine pencil sharpeners, I thought, this girl is too crazy for me, and you still are. And I think we also met at that Colonial Day thing, but I didn't really get to talk to you much since you were in Gold Corps. In 8th grade was the first time we met, and it was in the December's class, and mostly I was thinking, hey, there's another Asian person that isn't Filipino or Indian. We should probably be friends. Look at our friend group now. The minorities outnumber the white people. Cammy, for some reason, I just can't really remember you during middle school, probably because I was in Green Corps and you were in Gold Corps. But the only one thing I remember was you at band practice with Mr. Jetless being really annoyed at you for not paying attention. And the one time we were waiting in line for him, and then you were yelling about something, so I think I did tell you to shut up. At least things don't change that sometimes. Valeria, you were also in Gold Corps for most of middle school, so I don't really remember you that much. I just remember you not really talking that much, and you still kind of don't. And the first time I heard you talk was actually with Ali in Spanish, so at least I'm not like Mike, who thought Ramirez didn't speak English, because he didn't hear him speak English. Let's finally move on to high school, where I met the final 2 people in this group. Carlos, I don't know why you were in Subag's class so early in the morning on that first day of sophomore year, but the second I saw you, I was like, oh, new kid, and I sat down. To be honest, you look like you're about to take the speaking portion of the biliteracy test, as in about to have a panic attack because you were gripping the desk really hard. But also, I kind of had a negative opinion of you for being part of a certain friend group, but I'm pleased to say that you've been upgraded to neutral. And last, but certainly not least, Tibby. The first time we met was during swim of my sophomore year when you were a freshman. And the first time I saw you, I was like, oh, new kid, sat down. Makes sense you guys, you and Carlos ended up together because you guys literally gave me the same impression. I don't really know how to finish this off, but I'm glad that these memories aren't the only thing sticking with me. It also took me a long time to reflect on how I met everyone. And I'm glad that everyone, maybe except Carlos, changed for the better. Okay, I guess it's Mike's turn, so. Mike.
I'd like to point out that unlike the real valedictorian speech, Anne is not wearing pajamas today. Okay, so my brother is still very close with his high school friends. It's a big event every time all of them are able to be together. In the past, when I saw that group of grown men, most of whom are fathers and husbands by now, all I could think about is which of my high school friends I'm close enough with to continue our friendship that far into the future. That question was without an answer until this year. It's all of you guys. Whether I've known you for basically my whole life, or have all but just met you this year, the 12 of you are the closest friends I've ever had. I've never had fun like I have with you. I'm never as eager to go out as I am with you, and I've never been as comfortable as I am with you. When I am with any and all of you, I feel happy. It's such a basic word, but it's a basic feeling too. I feel a pure and simple joy unlike anything else in the world. I could say it went too fast, that the end of high school snuck up on me and came far sooner than I expected. And while that's certainly true, it's not something I didn't expect. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. My biggest regret of high school is not being friends with you guys sooner. But, if nothing else, coming to this group of friends so late in the game gave me a gift. It made me aware of the limited time I had and forced me to realize I had to make every minute count. Now, while I'm sad we've reached the end of this chapter, I know I've made the most of it. Moving on, when I look back at high school, I won't think about the late nights annotating sources for a research paper, fighting teachers to put in grades. I'm getting there. Skipping lunch to study for tests, especially the one of that horrible class this year that I can't even bring myself to name. We all know who she is. Instead, here are a few things I will think of. Using a math music video project as an excuse to record a diss track about teachers, twice. Mr. Augie, if you're watching from home, I stand by what we said. Following Jamin through the streets of Philadelphia for an hour before realizing he has no idea where he's going. Looking back, that one was on us. Jumping from house to house all night because no one can stand us for more than an hour. Planning a literal crime syndicate. I can't elaborate on that one. Recreating the Harry Potter Puppet Pals video, but with all of our names instead. Filming a Spanish mockumentary because The Office has nothing on us. TikTok dancing our way to homecoming king and queen, which still feels like it never should have happened. Successfully convincing some teachers to throw random pizza parties and failing to convince other teachers to get us the Pop-Tarts they promised us. You know who you are. Looking up in class to see one of you to telling me to check my email for the ghost game. And while we're on the topic of ghosts, listening to Ghost Duet for hours at a time. The danger table. A Zoom prom with way better music than the real one ever could have had, and using Minecraft realms as an escape from quarantine. This BOBA graduation, which wouldn't have worked with anyone else. The endless laughing, burping, and dancing. And of course, squeezing into a cafeteria table that had no business fitting all of us in it. I'd like to end with a quote of the A, B, and C days. No, Monero, this isn't the final one. We have one last one. In the wise words of G-Man, what's coming up? Nothing. We're done. I think you folks were a good group. Thank you all again for being such a great group of friends. I wish you all the best of luck with the rest of your lives, though I know you don't need it. I can't wait for 15 years from now when we're cutting a deal with our spouses to hang out in exchange for letting them borrow our limitless credit cards. That's what my brother does, by the way. I feel like I'm saying goodbye to my own family, though I know it's not the case. This isn't goodbye. Neither is that dreadful last week of August when we all go to college. Remember, Pivy will always have the Google Classroom for BOBA to keep us together. I'd now like to invite Z to come up and speak.
So first I'd like to point out that I'm not actually a valedictorian or a salutatorian, but that's okay because I was supposed to be, and that's all that matters. I will probably be the only one to cry, but you guys expected that anyway, so. As you all probably know, I've always been the youngest student in our grade. Having a birthday in late October meant I had missed the cutoff to be a part of the class of 2020, but that did not stop my mom. I did preschool, kindergarten, and first grade in private schools until finally J.W. Lilly Elementary could not find a way to keep me out anymore. So on my first day of public school, I sat in the back row of Miss Murda's second grade class next to only one other quiet kid and my first new friend, Jeremy Malbuya. He was and still is a fashion icon, from fedoras to K-pop hairstyles. Despite the fact that we did not talk much in our middle school years, I'm very glad to still be close friends with the funniest, sweetest, and most upbeat person I know. Even though I was an extremely shy child, I quickly became friends with some other students, including my best friend of 10 years, Simran Bula. The two of us bonded over Chase Patero's weird and random comments. Simran has supported me and understood me no matter what either of us have gone through. She is such a beautiful, kind soul, and she deserves the world. Thank you for always believing in me and coming to my aid even when I didn't know I needed help. I can only hope to be as great of a friend to you as you have been to me. Halfway into the school year, I was brought into the Excel program. This is still second grade, by the way. Our small class of 8 students had a blast shooting off homemade bottle rockets, dressing up like we were from the 1500s, and exploring the haunted Gabriel Davies Tavern. However, the best part of Excel by far was meeting the genius Julia Louie. She never failed to amaze me with how knowledgeable she was for a 7-year-old. I aspire to one day be as independent and strong as she is. Now, in 5th grade, my father and softball coach chose Cammie Burr to be on our in-town team, the Green Jaguars. She was obviously an all-star and became one of my best friends once we met again in middle school. I would also like to point out that while Cammie has always been so beautiful, she had the biggest glow up out of all of us and has worked so hard to be the awesome woman she is today. FDU isn't ready for such a wonderful TikTok dancer. At Anne A. Mullen, I was again placed into the Excel program. There I met a crazy cave woman, Allie Howard, who was basically forced into becoming my friend after I begged her to wear matching outfits with me for Twin Tuesday. Allie has fought a lot of battles over the last 18 years and has always kept her head up high and never ceased to work hard to achieve her dreams. I feel like a mom when I say this, but Allie, I am so proud of you. NYU doesn't know how lucky they are to have someone with the skills and determination that you do. Allie introduced me to her friend Valeria Rangel in 7th grade. I immediately thought, and still think, that she was so gorgeous and hilarious due to how often she made fun of Allie. Ramirez really didn't know how good he had it with you, but you deserve to be treated like a queen someday. Also, I hope you have an 18th birthday party because your quince was hands down the best night I've ever had. Ann Dang, who also poked fun at Allie all the time, was introduced to me by our friend Emily in 8th grade. For my birthday, Anne used her phenomenal art skills to sculpt a sea cow named Yuba out of clay, and don't ask what that means. It was the best and funniest gift I've ever received, so naturally we became best friends. Everyone knows that Anne is extremely smart, but I don't think we tell her how pretty she is enough, because you're really pretty. You are always so honest and caring, and I pray that you don't stop being friends with me, even though I'm really annoying. Because I need you to be honest with me. The last member of our group that I met in middle school was none other than Mr. Miyagi, aka Jamin Young. Even though we may not like burrito anymore, I will always be grateful to her for introducing me to Jamin, because over the 5 years that I've known him, he has never failed to cheer me up, make me laugh, and be an amazing friend. Jamin, I know you're going to find a perfect Canadian girl to marry someday. I hope you keep me around long enough so that I can teach you to be a great fisherman. As freshmen at Timber Creek,
We were all required to take freshman seminar. I was lucky enough to sit at a table with Jamin and pre-growth spurt Michael Tees. We bonded over a mutual hatred for a certain person and have only grown closer over the years. I'm really appreciative to Mike for all of his help in school, as well as his emotional support whenever I needed to rant. I won't be surprised if our homecoming king, class president, and valedictorian actually becomes a king or president in the future. I also took art in my freshman year, and I sat next to Dakota Schulteis. I discovered that she lived in my neighborhood, and since then, I have never stopped pestering her to hang out with me because I'm always bored. So I'm sorry. We once got into a stupid argument because I was a salty teenager, but I'm very thankful that we eventually forgave each other. I wouldn't have lasted through quarantine if we didn't form the Boba Biker Gang. She is so smart, funny, artistic, athletic, intelligent, and independent, so I have no doubt that she will do amazing things with her life. In my sophomore year chemistry class, I sat behind the new kid, Carlos Roy. I didn't become friends with him until our senior year, but I really wish I had befriended him back then, because he never fails to make me laugh. Even though we will never get to sit at the danger table again, or play photo roulette in Spanish class, or steal Cammie's phone during English, I hope to make new memories with you over the next few years. You have huge potential and are genuinely a good guy. All of you are genuinely good guys, and that's really hard to come by. Thanks to Mike, Carlos, and Cammie, I was introduced to the video editing magician, Madeline Tibby Bongiorno. Regardless of knowing her for only a short period of time, she has been tremendously kind to me. She may be older than me, but she is 100% my favorite junior. And if Carlos is ever mean to you, let me know, because I will drive the 370 miles from Allegheny to U Sciences just to fight him. I can't wait to hear about all the incredible things you do your senior year. There have been many other people that have joined our group and that we've said goodbye to, but I think the way our group is right now is the best it has ever been. Even though Jamin insists that we will all forget about him soon, I pray that we all remain close through college and the remainder of our lives. I'm so thankful for the way each of you has accepted and loved me, despite me being the youngest and despite my tendency to cry over just about anything. You are truly my best friends because you comfort me when I cry, but also tell me when I'm being irrational and need to man up. Each of you has made me a better person. My goal for senior year was to be one of the youngest salutatorians in TC history. Honestly though, Mike, Ann, Julia, and Allie deserve to be valedictorians and salutatorians much more than I ever will. You four are incredibly smart, and I'm so proud of your many accomplishments at such young ages. I'm proud of all of us for how far we've come. If we can withstand World War III, coronavirus, online graduation, murder hornets, and no senior trip, I doubt there's anything that could stop us in the future. And being 6 hours away certainly won't stop me from randomly showing up at your colleges for surprise visits. No matter what happens, whenever we are all home together, let's promise to make a plan to meet up for Boba. And now, we're doing awards. So here's Madeline again.
Okay, so aside from the diplomas, I also made fun awards for all of you. Okay, Anne already said this in her speech earlier, but there is only 2 of us that are able to control this group for the most part, and that is Izzy. The next award is called the boss, and the boss of the group. This person has yelled at me since the first day of swim practice my freshman year, even though I didn't know who she was. No.
No, I was nice.
Yeah. Julia Louie. This next person was originally supposed to be the only person playing the national anthem until we got the Boba band together. Most musically gifted goes to Jamin Young. I met this I got close to this person my freshman year at lacrosse. She's a three season athlete. So she played field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse. The person I'm talking about is Dakota Schulte. The next person that got the Best Dancer Award forced me to edit a homecoming commercial strictly based on TikTok dances, and that's Cameron Burke. This next person I met my freshman year when I was being questioned for being in a bio class of sophomores. One of my earliest memories of him was having to draw Donald Trump on our poster for our class, and that's Jeremy Malbuja. I was originally going to give this award, it's the loudest of the group, to Julia, but someone else likes to scream at us a lot. And that's M10. This person already guessed the name of their award somehow, but the person we can never understand, the best English speaker, Allie Hauer. I think every single valedictorian mentioned this in their speeches, but the best burper award goes to Valeria Ranger. This person no doubt makes the funniest TikToks, and she is one of the only people in our group that always texts us, "Go like my recent TikTok," and that's similar. This next one, if he ever brings it up, I'm going to doubt it. But one of the funniest people in our group, the class clown, Carlos Oy. This last one doesn't know his award because he had helped me with the rest of them. But he was president of his class. He won Homecoming King, Michael Tees. So it's the Leadership Award. Okay, this is the last thing. Oh, okay, these are the diplomas, right? First one. Julia Louie, Drexel University. Jamin Young, CCC. Michael Tees, Rowan University. Dakota Schulteis, Holy Family. Simran Balar, Rowan University. Cameron Burr, Fairleigh Dickinson. Carlos Oy, University of Sciences. Valeria Rangel, Rutgers Camden. Jeremy Malabuyak, CCC. Isabel Wakefield, Allegheny. Alexandra Howard, NYU. And last but not least, Ann Dang, Drexel. Drexel University. Ladies and gentlemen, the BOBA class of 2020.
Oh. Hey, everybody smile. Hold up your diploma. Go.
I just see your laptops
That was terrific. I cried the whole time. Madeline's speech got me going.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they were going to jump in the water or further ahead.
Oh my God.
I still watch.
You guys, put on here and throw your hat in here. I'm literally gonna follow
Over here in the crib.
Alright, everyone over there.
My mother has spoken.
Father. Where's the camera?
Card's full.
It's full.
Yeah, stop recording.
I don't want to sing.
What do you mean?
Like if you sing, yeah, but it's. If you
I was so concerned.
I don't think you'll sing. Just watch out because it dips back.
I don't know what's happening. One of us never gets in a tree.
You know the stream's still going on, huh?